Welcome to the International Explainer, the channel that reveals who's really behind today's most critical global crises. In this episode, we're mapping the battlefield of the Israel-Iran conflict. Who are the decision-makers, the shadow operators, and the armed factions shaping this confrontation? From Netanyahu and the Mossad to Iran's Revolutionary Guards and their regional proxies. This is your essential guide to understanding the real actors behind the scenes. Subscribe now to never miss a breakdown of the global power plays shaping our future. Who is involved in the Israel-Iran conflict? Key players explained. Israel and Iran. Governments, armies, and intelligence at war. How Israel prepares for war against Iran every day. Israel is a parliamentary democracy in the midst of an extremely unstable geopolitical environment. Its security system rests on three pillars: the government, the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, and the intelligence services, notably Mossad. At the pinnacle of power, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, currently in office, he has been intermittently since 1996, plays a central role in defining strategy towards Iran. Convinced that the Islamic Republic represents an existential threat to Israel, Netanyahu has always made the Iranian nuclear program a priority. As early as the 2000s, he was alerting the international community to Tehran's supposed intentions, not hesitating to brandish diagrams of warheads during speeches at the UN. The Israeli army, Tzahal, is considered one of the most powerful in the region. It regularly carries out targeted strikes in Syria, Lebanon, and Gaza, aimed at positions or convoys linked to Iran or its allies. At the same time, the Mossad, renowned for its clandestine operations abroad, has been credited with targeted assassinations of Iranian nuclear scientists, sabotage of infrastructures, such as the explosion of the Natanz site in 2021, and even cyber attacks on sensitive installations. Israel thus positions itself as a defensive yet proactive power, not hesitating to strike preemptively at anything perceived as a direct strategic threat. Inside Iran's strategy to oppose and threaten Israel. Since 1979, Iran has been a Shiite Islamic republic, governed by a hybrid system of elected institutions and supreme religious authorities. The supreme guide, now Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, holds ultimate power in foreign and security policy. He leads the ideology of hostility to Israel, regularly referring to the Jewish state as a cancerous tumor to be eradicated. Iran's current president, Ebrahim Raisi, elected in 2021, applies this hard line to regional politics. An ultra-conservative magistrate, he is one of the regime's most intransigent representatives. But Iran's real armed wing is the Revolutionary Guards, Sepah-e Pasdaran, a paramilitary force founded by Ayatollah Khomeini to protect the values of the revolution. With their own army, air force, navy, and intelligence services, they also control the Al-Quds Force, a special unit responsible for clandestine external operations, notably in support of allied armed groups in the region. The Pasdaran also run part of the Iranian economy through powerful holding companies and are today the nerve center for the export of Iranian influence, notably through deliveries of arms, funds, and military training to Shiite militias in the region. Iran's regional proxy network versus Israel's strategic allies. What is the axis of resistance? Iran's armed network across the region. Since the 1980s, Iran has surrounded itself with a network of non-state allies, forming what Iranian strategists call the axis of resistance. This coalition is based on three pillars: the fight against Israel, opposition to Western influence, particularly American, and the defense of Shiite populations in predominantly Sunni countries. Hezbollah, Lebanon. Created in 1982 at the instigation of the Revolutionary Guards, this Shiite movement is today Iran's most powerful ally. It has an arsenal estimated at over 100,000 rockets, including some precision rockets capable of striking Israel. It is considered by Israel and several Western countries as a terrorist organization, but also as a major political player in Lebanon. Hamas, Gaza. Although Sunni, Hamas has had strategic links with Iran since the 1990s. Iran regularly supplies it with missiles, funds, and technological assistance. Support has been stepped up in recent years, notably during the clashes of May 2021 and October 2023. Palestinian Islamic Jihad. Even closer to Iran than Hamas, this organization operates mainly from Gaza, regularly firing rockets into southern Israel. It is largely financed and directed from Tehran. Shiite militias in Iraq and Syria. In Iraq, groups such as Kataib Hezbollah and Harakat al-Nujaba act as Iran's auxiliaries. In Syria, the Pasdaran and allied militias have been instrumental in the survival of the Bashar al-Assad regime, another of Iran's partners. The Houthis in Yemen. Although the war in Yemen is mainly a local crisis, the Shiite Houthi rebels have been supported by Iran through the dispatch of arms, drones, and advisors. They have even claimed responsibility for attacks on Israel and its allies.
Who supports Israel against Iran? The hidden coalition explained. Faced with this axis, Israel enjoys powerful support, albeit more formal than Iran's informal network. The United States. A strategic partner since the 1960s, Washington provides Israel with over $3.8 billion in annual military aid, as well as joint development of defense systems such as the Iron Dome. The United States has supported Israel during recent tensions with Iran, including through coordinated strikes and shared intelligence. Some European countries. Although critical of Israeli policy in the West Bank and Gaza, countries such as Germany, France, and the UK cooperate with Israel on diplomatic and security issues, especially in the fight against terrorism and nuclear proliferation. The Gulf states. One of the major turning points was the signing of the Abraham Accords in 2020 between Israel, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and, more discreetly, Saudi Arabia. Although Riyadh has not yet officially signed, security cooperation exists behind the scenes. These countries see Iran as a common regional threat and are drawing closer to Israel as a pragmatic counterweight. Now that you know who's on the front lines, from governments and armies to secret services and militias, the next question is, why are Israel and Iran such irreconcilable enemies? In our next video, we'll dive into the core reasons behind this bitter conflict: ideology, religion, nuclear fears, and the shadow war being fought across the Middle East. Subscribe to the International Explainer now and turn on notifications so you don't miss this deep dive into the real reasons behind one of the world's most dangerous rivalries.